You're watching, yes, the Yankees Entertainment and Sports Network.
It is hard to match the beauty of San Francisco, California. That's where the Yankees have traveled as they have headed west for a 7-game road trip, with the first 4 of those games across the bay in nearby Oakland. There is a buzz in this area about basketball, with the Golden State Warriors punching their ticket to the NBA Finals. But next door to Oracle Arena, it's O.Co Coliseum, and time for baseball here on Yes. As the Yes Network presents New York Yankees baseball, it's the Yankees against the Oakland A's in the first of 4 games from O.Co Coliseum in Oakland, California. And great to have you with us, as always. Bob Lorenz and John Flaherty, color-coordinated and in high definition. Let's talk about where the Yankees are coming from. At home, a 3-game sweep of the Royals, and during that entire series, Alex Rodriguez caught fire again.
Well, it really is amazing when you think back to spring training. What would Alex Rodriguez give the New York Yankees? Well, he is right in the middle of it the whole season, and more specifically, Bob, like you mentioned, this series against Kansas City, where the Yankees swept the Kansas City Royals. The big swing of the bat yesterday, a 3-run home run off of Chris Young, the pitcher. That home run gave him 1,993 RBIs, passing Lou Gehrig on the all-time list in the American League.
Real successful homestand for Alex over his last 6 games, 10 for 22. That's a .455 average, a home run, a double, and 4 runs batted in. And his career in Oakland, terrific. He has hit 21 home runs and knocked in 73 runs. All right, meantime, let's talk about the pitching matchup. And anytime CC Sabathia comes back to this area, it's a homecoming because he grew up in nearby Vallejo, California. So let's take a look at tonight's pitching matchup. People's United Bank brings it to you. People's United Bank NA, see what know-how can do for you. So the right-hander Kendall Graveman goes for the A's. And for CC, he's trying to get back on track here, Flash. A bad outing against Texas, which was preceded by 2 really good outings against the Rays and Royals.
Yeah, I think that's what's frustrating for Sabathia and the New York Yankees. It looked like CC had made that transition from the power pitcher through 95 to 96 to more of a location pitcher. That pitch right there, the fastball inside, is going to be key to him. If he can locate it on the inner half like he does right there in Kansas City, he will be successful. The problem is last time out against the Texas Rangers, location was not good. Prince Fielder takes advantage, up and in, drives it over to right field. Andrus, the same thing, driving the ball the other way. When Sabathia locates, he will be successful. If not, he had a rough outing.
All right, so we'll see if he can get back on track. We do know this, the Yankees offense got back on track against Royals pitching. We'll see if that's traveled time zones to Oakland against A's pitching. When we have baseball next on Yes. Caribbean is with Royal Caribbean by IMG Academy Private School and Youth Sports Camps in Bradenton, Florida. and by your Tri-State BMW centers. Well, the Yankees come into this one at 25-22, atop the American League East, while the A's come in with a record of 17-32. That is the worst record in the American League, and obviously they are in last place in the American League West. And Flash, not what was anticipated when, well, maybe it was, when Billy Beane made a flurry of changes in the offseason.
Well, I think Billy Beane, the general manager, gets the benefit of the doubt when he makes changes that things are going to work out early on through the first couple of months. They have not here in Oakland, trying to rebound this series against the New York Yankees.
They have a couple starting pitchers out. Coco Crisp is on the disabled list. Ike Davis is on the DL as well. So right now, 9 players on the disabled list. But then you could say that about any team. A lot of teams around baseball are struggling. Let's take a look at tonight's Yankees starting lineup presented by Lexus. And it begins at the top with Brett Gardner in center field. Or left field, excuse me. Chase Headley is at third base, batting second. Alex Rodriguez will DH and bat third. Mark Teixeira at first base, hitting cleanup. The catcher is Brian McCann, batting fifth. Right fielder Carlos Beltran bats sixth. Stephen Drew batting seventh at second base. Slade Heathcott originally in the lineup, but out now with a tight right quad. So Chris Young was put in his spot in the 8th spot. Playing center field, and Didi Gregorius is the shortstop, rounding out the Yankees order.
Well, that lineup for the New York Yankees put out there by Joe Girardi, going to get a look at the young right-hander Kendall Graveman, taking his warm-up pitches tonight. We'll take a look at his numbers on the year in limited action. It'd be a 6-star, 2-2, the ERA just over 6. We'll look at our pitcher scouting report, which is brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. I mentioned limited action. He had to spend about a month back in the minor leagues. His last start against Tampa Bay was a good one. 6 innings of shutout baseball, and he's your classic sinker slider guy, although he will call his slider a little bit of a cutter, and he will always be known as one of the players involved in the Josh Donaldson trade. Popular third baseman here in Oakland, moved on to Toronto.
And that has certainly worked out well for the Blue Jays so far, not as much for the A's. Let's take a look at the A's defense behind Graveman. It is presented by Geico. And it's Mark Hanna in left field, Billy Burns in center, Josh Reddick in right. Around the infield, it's Laurie, Semien, Zobrist, and Vogt. Josh Begley behind the plate, and Graveman doing the pitching. So we're all set to go. The Yankees coming in on the strength of sweeping 3 from the Kansas City Royals, getting the offense back on track in a big way. A 4-2 win yesterday. Home runs from Brian McCann and Alex Rodriguez. And now here's Brett Gardner getting ready to start things off. Gardner at .278 on the season, 4 homers, 19 runs batted in. And looks at strike one.
First pitch.
Well, if you're going to give a scouting report on Graveman, you just got a good look at the fastball, about 90 miles an hour, a little bit of movement, the cutter slider. And we'll also throw a little split changeup and occasional slow curveball. And that scouting report, Bob, I mentioned, classic sinker slider guy. Big league hitters face pitchers like this all the time.
Took a little off there, and Gardner swings through it, 2-2.
Good changeup right there. And if you're lefties, you're going to see a lot of pitches away with movement. Right-handers, the opposite, will move in on your hands. First changeup, and it's a good one.
So this is the 1-2 pitch from Graveman to Gardner. And a little chopper to short. Marcus Semien, a cross body, and Vogt had to come off the bag, but makes the play one away. One thing to keep an eye on tonight, the shortstop Semien Flash has had a propensity for errors so far this season, but they're sticking with him, just trying to get him the reps.
17 errors already. We're not even 2 months into the season, and obviously he's got offensive talent and a pretty routine play, but the throw up the line, the catcher Vogt playing first base makes a nice play.
And here's Chase Headley hitting in the 2 spot tonight. Headley at .253, 6 home runs, 22 runs batted in. And he's quickly behind 0-2. Graveman missing away. You mentioned this is his second stint back with the club. Sent down to AAA Nashville for about a month. through 6 shutout innings in his first start back. His last time out. Swing and a miss there by Headley for out number 2. Let's take a look at the game time weather presented by Bigelow Tea. Bit of a foggy morning here in the Bay Area. Should surprise nobody. That is burned off, especially over here on this side of the bay. 62 degrees, humidity at 56%, wind blowing at 12 miles per hour. Out to right field in the forecast for the night, partly cloudy and cool. I heard a few boos there for Alex Rodriguez as he steps in, riding a 6-game hitting streak. Raven hits the outside corner, 0-1.
Well, you mentioned the 6-game hitting streak. We already talked about the home run yesterday. Now 11 and 26 on the year. And he loves hitting here in Oakland. 21 home runs in this stadium.
We talked about him in the open. What's probably the biggest thing that surprised you about him? The patience at the plate, the approach?
I think the patience. I also think how short his swing is. I think he has really simplified things. When you watch him set up and he puts that bat on his right shoulder, gets in the box quickly, and it's almost like he's just playing pepper, trying to make nice contact with a short, compact swing. And obviously the ball jumping off his bat.
Swings through on there, evens it count at 2-2.
I think we all would have agreed, Bob, if you talked about it in spring training, that the fastball velocity would be a concern. It really hasn't. 2 months into this season, he's taken care of the fastball and adjusted to the off speed.
2-2 pitch. Just a little low. Count goes full. On deck, Mark Teixeira. Here's the payoff pitch to A-Rod. Oh, called on the outside part of the plate. You saw Alex didn't agree with that call by home plate umpire Ed Hickox. But that's it, a 1-2-3 inning for the Yankees. A couple strikeouts to wrap it up as we head to the bottom of the first here at O.co. Set to make the start tonight for the Yankees. And again, we mentioned in an area he's very familiar with. Grew up in nearby Vallejo, California. Here's the starting lineup CC will face tonight. Billy Burns leads off in center field. Marcus Semien is at shortstop, batting second. Ben Zobrist is the second baseman, hitting third. The DH, Billy Butler. At first base is Stephen Vogt. Third base, Brett Lawrie. In right field is Josh Reddick, batting seventh. The catcher is Josh Fegley, hitting eighth. And Mark Canha is in left field, batting ninth.
Well, manager Bob Melvin sends that lineup out there against a veteran. CC Sabathia is already done with his warm-up pitches and ready to go here in this first game of the series. His numbers on the year to be his 10th start, 2-6, the ERA at 5.47.
And the first pitch from CC to Billy Burns. In for a strike. You know, curious numbers for him this year, Flash. Winless at home with an ERA north of 11, but on the road, his numbers have been very good, and his ERA is under 3.5.
Well, the bottom line for CC Sabathia is still making that transition. We've seen when he is good, he locates his fastball inside off the plate.
Hot shot third base. Headley's got him on a hop and across the diamond, one away.
We'll take a look at our pitcher scouting report brought to you by your Tri-Honda dealers. He's coming off a start he wants to forget. Only 2 1/3 against Texas, 6 earned runs. I mentioned fastball command is key. Also doing a better job with leadoff hitters like he just did right there with Burns. And the numbers against the Oakland A's are not fantastic over his career. 8-10, 4.66. But as a New York Yankee, the number's a little bit better. 5-3 with a 3.22. So the homecoming as a Yankee player a lot better than it was as a Cleveland Indian.
This is his 15th start in Oakland. Ground ball to short off the bat of Semien. It's picked by Teixeira, 2 away.
Well, the Oakland A's going up to the plate, swinging the bats early. Sabathia will take advantage of it. 5 pitches, 2 outs. Gregorius going to his right, the backhand. Now the plant on his back foot, the strong throw, and you give Mark Teixeira a chance to do what he does, and that's pick the ball out of the dirt. Probably better than any other first baseman in Major League Baseball.
That brings up the second baseman, Ben Zobrist. Of course, Yanks fans best remember him from his time with the Tampa Bay Rays. Zobrist at .259 on the season, a homer and 8 runs batted in. CC just missing outside, 1-1. And missing away again. 2-1.
Well, Zobrist's one of those players we've seen in Tampa Bay for years, and everybody knows how valuable he is, can play so many different positions. And it's kind of sad already in Oakland. They're talking about trade possibilities for some veteran players at the end of contracts.
Ground ball to the right side. Teixeira is there. Will take it himself. And just like that, a 9-pitch inning for CC Sabathia sets him down 1-2-3 as we head to the top of the second.
Second, it's time now for the injury report brought to you by Montefiore Medical Center. Montefiore inspired medicine. Masahiro Tanaka made his second rehab start yesterday with the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees. He went 3 innings, allowed 3 runs through 62 pitches, 44 of which were strikes. Not his best outing, but Joe Girardi said afterwards the number one thought is, are you healthy after it? And Masahiro Tanaka reported no pain in his arm, in his elbow, in his wrist, in his forearm, so he was good to go. He actually is flying here to San Francisco, and the Yankees are hopeful that he is going to rejoin the rotation in Seattle. Now, Joe Girardi did say that he wants to have a heart-to-heart with Tanaka before they make an official decision, and I asked Joe Girardi what could Tanaka say that would allow him to not start in Seattle as Mark Teixeira grounds out here to first base. And he said I need to know that he feels good about the way he's throwing the ball right now. Not only that he's healthy, but that he feels like he has good command. So if Masahiro Tanaka comes here and says that, you'll see him either Tuesday or Wednesday in Seattle, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Meredith Marakovitz on Yes After Dark. You didn't ID yourself. I mean, everybody knows it was you.
I apologize.
Our voices are similar, but not, you know.
Very close,
Yeah.
very close. But, guys, this creates a little bit of a problem because there are 6 spots, 5 guys in the rotation, or 6 guys in the rotation right now and only 5 spots. So when Tanaka comes back, somebody is going to have to move to the bullpen.
You know, Meredith, I think on that graphic that we saw, the one number that jumps out as me was the pitch count. I think just over 60. If he gets a major league start next week in Seattle, where does the pitch count go from there?
It's going to be about 80 pitches, so he may not be able to give them a lot of length, and that is an issue. And Joe Girardi was asked, are you considering a 6-man rotation, knowing that he's not going to be able to give you a lot of innings? And he said, right now, no, that's not a consideration. We want to go with a 5-man rotation. Now, will there be times where the schedule allows them to give a guy like Masahiro Tanaka or CC Sabathia an extra day? If there are, they're certainly going to do it. But as far as having a constant 6-man, that's not happening.
That ball is drilled out to right field off the bat of Brian McCann and gone. A solo shot. The Yankees are on the board. 1-0. Boy, McCann has been powering up lately. A home run yesterday and again today gives the Yankees a 1-0 lead, his 7th of the year.
You know, Bob, as you mentioned that he's powering up lately, my first thought is the second half of last year where Brian McCann really salvaged his season, the first one in the Bronx. And you mentioned the Bronx. All the home runs this year for McCann seem to have come at Yankee Stadium. Well, now he's taking his act on the road. And you watch, he keeps his weight back, almost falls back on his back leg, is able to keep the ball fair. 7th home run of the year and a 1-0 lead for the Yankees.
Got that pitch up in a zone that he absolutely loved. It looks like there's a bit of a delay as a security guard goes and gets something that fell over the right field wall. So he's got it, and play will resume. It brings up Carlos Beltran, riding a 15-game hitting streak. Little chopper with the shift on. That is the third baseman, Laurie, on a first 2 away. Meredith, quickly back to Tanaka. Doesn't it make sense if you don't know how many starts you're going to get out of him to have, let's say, throw 75 or 80 pitches his next outing, have him throw those at the major league level?
Their thought is that he is ready. As long as he's healthy, they'd prefer to have him in this rotation and to give them some innings here. And right now, the belief is that he is healthy. That was an isolated incident that isn't going to be an issue as this season continues. As we know, he has the slight tear in the UCL, and that will be there as long as he continues to pitch. But they're not looking at that as something that is going to prohibit him, because you saw early in the season he did pitch well at times.
Well, here's Stephen Drew. Drew comes into this game at 167. 5 homers, 15 runs batted in. Well, we talk about how much Brian McCann loves hitting home runs at Yankee Stadium. This was his first road home run of 2015.
Well, you start thinking about what the Yankees have done to be in first place in the American League East, and now all of a sudden Brian McCann swinging the bat a little bit better. Lineup gets lengthened a little bit with some more power coming.
The Yankees, by the way, had 13 home runs on that 6-game homestand, and they start things off well here in Oakland. 2 away, 2-2 pitch to Stephen Drew. And he lifts one to second base. Zobrist has it, and that will do it, but not before the Yankees get on the board as Brian McCann tees off on a Kendall Graveman pitch. A no-doubt shot out to right. His 7th of the year has the Yankees leading the A's 1-0. Sabathia. It's presented by Geico. It's Gardner, Young, and Beltran in the outfield. Headley, Gregorius, Drew, and Teixeira around the infield with McCann behind the plate. And CeCe starting his second inning of work. Set the A's down 1-2-3 on just 9 pitches in the bottom of the first. He'll face the 4, 5, 6 hitters, starting with Billy Butler, the DH. And the A's not getting what they had hoped so far from Billy Butler after signing that $3 or $30 million deal in the offseason. 4 homers and 23 runs batted in.
You know, Bob, it seems like there's a lot of bad news around the Oakland A's lately in the way their season has started out. Usually you come in, first game of a series, you try to get a feel for what's going on, and the people around the A's, boy, they don't hit real well in runners in scoring position. They have a tough time in one-run games. The bullpen hasn't been great, and you mentioned Butler hasn't gotten off to a great start.
And a swing and a miss there. You know, they traded away Josh Donaldson and Brandon Moss. That was about 60 home runs right there.
Manager Bob Melvin has done such a great job out here in Oakland. Playoff team last year.
1-2 pitch, grounder to short. Gregorius has it, 1 away. Let's take a look at the A's team scouting report brought to you by Mohegan Sun. Full of action, full of possibilities, full of life.
Well, I mentioned a lot of negativity here in Oakland. It's a different start than it was last year. Last year at this point, the A's were 30-19. This year, 17-32. And a big reason, they've had some injuries, but Bob, you mentioned some of the distractions. Cespedes, Donaldson, and Moss. And they've done a terrible job in the one-run games. A 2-15 record tells you they are just good enough to lose.
Well, here has been probably the brightest spot offensively for the A's. Stephen Vogt playing first base tonight. Vogt at .319, 10 homers, 33 runs batted in.
The one bright spot here in Oakland has been the starting rotation. The bullpen has really struggled defensively. A .973 fielding percentage, last in the American League. And they've had 50 errors already. It's a tough way to win some ball games.
1-1 pitch misses away, 2-1. Well, that starting pitching has been so good that home run by McCann was the first earned run off an A's starter in 6 games. Dates back to last Friday. 2-1 pitch. And CeCe gets a slider over the outside part of the plate, 2-2. Little chopper, that will be Gregorius coming over. Quick flip to Tex, and they got him 2 away. They had the shift on, and Gregorius over on the second base side of the bag made the play.
Well, just a clinic by Sabathia on how you execute against a left-handed hitter. Slider away for a strike, then you pound him in with a fastball. Gregorius covering a ton of ground. Brian McCann setting up inside. You jam the left-handed hitter who does not run very well, and you watch the ground that Gregorius has to cover coming all the way. The underhand flip to Mark Teixeira. Nice play.
That brings up the number 6 hitter, Brett Laurie. Laurie also part of that Josh Donaldson trade to Toronto. And Sabathia misses up high, 1-0. Laurie at .266, 2 homers, 16 runs batted in.
You'd have to mention another disappointment, right, Bob?
I think you could definitely put it into that category. I think they knew that he wasn't going to hit with as much power as Josh Donaldson. Certainly not in this park, but 2 home runs to this point. They were probably hoping for more. The one thing they have been able to do, though, is keep him on the field for all but 3 games. That has been a problem in his injury-plagued history so far.
Well, when you get traded, it wasn't a straight-up trade, obviously, but for Josh Donaldson, you played the same position. You were going to be compared with the numbers that he has put up to this point and what Lowry has put up to this point with the 2 home runs. Probably not a fair comparison, but that's the way it is when you're involved in one of these trades.
Well, you take a look at the numbers between them. Donaldson already this season, 13 home runs and 35 runs batted in. So clearly The power numbers and production numbers tilted in favor of Donaldson and the Jays. 3-1 pitch. Lowry slices one out to right field where Carlos Beltran backtracks about 4 steps and makes the catch. So a second straight 1-2-3 inning for CC Sabathia. It's 1-0 as we go to the third. Yankees. Follow Yes Network and tweet us your responses using hashtag Yankees Camry Hybrid to keep the conversation going. We asked, were you surprised at some of the moves that Oakland made during the offseason? And Joe Schaefer, 15, responded saying, yes, I was, but I will always trust that Billy Beane has a great master plan that will pay off down the road. First pitch strike to Chris Young as we start things off here in the top of the third. I think people are asking, what is that plan? If he does have a master plan, and when does it kick into effect when you're 15 games under 500?
Well, I think when the trades happened and the offseason went down, everybody thought the same thing. Well, Billy Beane has a lot of equity in the bank, had playoff teams here in the past, and he knows something that we don't, and things will work out fine. Well, we're not 2 months into it, but I'm off to a very, very slow start. And it sounds like there's not a lot of talent in the minor leagues to come up to the big league level and help this club out.
1-0 Yanks on the Audi A3 scoreboard on the strength of Brian McCann's 7th home run. Young calls timeout. Again, Slade Heathcott was scheduled to be the starting center fielder tonight, batting 8th, but about an hour and a half before the game, it was announced that he had a tight right quad, so he was scratched and Young was inserted.
You know, it's not fair to Slade Heathcott, but at any time that he has any sort of injury, it's going to raise an eyebrow because he's had so many problems in the minor leagues. You hope that that quad issue will not linger. Maybe see him back in the lineup tomorrow night. Kid has battled so much to get here. You'd hate to see for him to lose too much time.
This is the 9-hitter, Didi Gregorius. First pitch swinging, fly ball left field. And Mark Canha is there. 2 away. Graveman threw first pitch strikes to 8 of the 9 batters his first time through. The only one he didn't was to McCann, and McCann has the only hit of the game, a home run.
Well, one thing you have to say about Graveman, he spent about a month in the minor leagues, came back. His last start against Tampa Bay was excellent. And although he's given up a solo home run, pounding the strike zone, pitch count is in great shape. We'll turn it over again to Brett Gardner.
Gardner grounded to short in his first at bat. Always good for a photo op with some of the Hall of Famers here. Those actually aren't Dennis Eckersley, Ricky Henderson, and Raleigh Fingers, by the way. Well, you can't miss them, can you? Out there on that landing. Those are some large noggins.
I just can't get over the new name, O.Co.
O.Co.
It used to be the Oakland Coliseum.
Did you click on O.Co?
Not yet. I will tonight when I get back to the hotel room to check it out now.
It's more difficult to type in overstock.com, so you just type in O.Co.
It's funny when I hear Alex Rodriguez, 21 home runs here in Oakland. Mark Teixeira, 20 home runs. Love playing here, love hitting here. This is one of my least favorite places to play. All the foul territory. It felt like you were catching in the middle of a football field. A little chilly at night. Ball doesn't carry very well. Obviously, Mark Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez don't have the same issues.
2-2 pitch, Gardner ground ball, and that sneaks through to center field for a 2-out base hit. Nice hitting there by Gardner, getting a 2-2 pitch and putting enough on it to get it past Ben Zobrist and into center for a single.
Well, Brett Gardner will take it. We've seen Zobrist in Tampa Bay play right field, play second base, play all over the diamond. Brett able to sneak a ground ball right back up the middle.
Here's Chase Headley, struck out swinging in his first at bat. Hot shot, shortstop, and the shortstop, Marcus Semien, will step on the bag, and that will do it. So Gardner, a 2-out single, and that'll do it as we go to the bottom of the third with the Yanks up 1-0. Try one of the new oven-fired artisan flatbread sandwiches. Blimpie, America's Sub Shop. By TriStateGMC.com. And by Mohegan Sun. Full of action, full of possibilities, full of life. Bottom of the third coming up here in Oakland as the Yankees lead it 1-0. CC Sabathia has been very effective and very efficient so far. 1-0 Yanks on the Audi A3 scoreboard. You know, I'm thinking if you're a home player here, Flash, I'm getting back to the idea of all that foul territory. You've got to feel that at-bats are getting taken away from you sometimes if you're popping them into foul territory. And that's Josh Reddick to right field. And a nice catch by Beltran, one away. That you're just giving potential at-bats away by having a ball popped into foul territory and having somebody run it down.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt. All this foul territory that you see over here, and then obviously on the Yankees dugout side, that's going to take away some hits. But I think a stadium like this and the way it's configured, you're a hitter when you step up out to the plate, up, you know, how you pick up the ball really is a personal thing. I mean, it's a different feeling here because you're not as enclosed as you are in every other major league stadium.
And obviously with the numbers, Mark Teixeira and Alex Rodriguez love hitting here. I did not.
CC's facing the 7, 8, 9 hitters in this inning. This is Josh Phegley, the catcher. Swing and a miss, quickly ahead 0-2.
Well, we know how competitive CC Sabathia is, and after that last outing against Texas, 2 1/3, 6 earned runs. He wanted to get back out on the mound here in Oakland, his hometown. It looks like he's got good stuff early on, a great rhythm, and a great pitch count.
And that's a line shot into right center field and a base hit for Phegley. A's have their first base runner of the night.
Well, CC does a good job getting ahead 0-2 and then throws a decent 0-2 pitch. Not a great one, and Phegley reaches out, slaps it the other way, maybe elevated a bit too much. Really the first somewhat of a mistake that we've seen from Sabathia early on.
You want that pitch buried a little more in the dirt?
Yeah, with an 0-2 count, you want it down in the dirt off the plate, see if you can get him to chase. I think we're nitpicking a little bit here. He's been so good early on, you give him a break.
They'll try to get a double play ball here. Ground ball. Mark Canha, the 9 hitter, is up. And looks at ball 1. Canha comes in at 232, 6 home runs, 20 runs batted in. Again, getting some opportunities to play the outfield in left field tonight because Coco Crisp is on the DL, a cervical strain for Crisp. So the veteran is out for a while. CC in with a strike, 2-1. Well,
the one thing that is a little bit different about this Oakland A's team is they will run a little bit on the bases. 29 stolen bases on the year. Phegley, obviously a catcher at first base, not a threat to run. But in the past, Moneyball and Billy Beane, they wouldn't steal too many bases, not this year.
That's a base hit to left. Mark Canha's aboard, and the A's, a little bit of a threat here, first and second with 1 away in the bottom of the 3rd.
Well, Sabathia got ahead in the count to Phegley, got behind in the count to Canha. We'll base it in the left field. The A's got something going here in the bottom of the 3rd. Fastball elevated and out over the plate a little bit.
Those 2 hits, not really on the barrel of the bat. They had to do a little reaching there, a little more on the end of the bat. But bottom line, they've got 2 aboard with 1 away, and Brian McCann wanted to have a little conversation there with CC.
And I like that too, Bob. Slow it down a little bit. Sabathia has been in such a good rhythm, and now with back-to-back base hits, maybe getting going just a little bit too quickly. Now with Billy Burns up at the plate, you're thinking 1 pitch, 2 outs.
Burns grounded to 3rd base in his first at bat.
Billy Burns has earned a reputation early in his career that he is a leadoff hitter that is going up to the plate, swinging the bat, very aggressive. With Sabathia and McCann try to use that aggressiveness against him, pitch out of the strike zone. See if you can get him to reach, maybe ground into a double play in this inning.
Teixeira playing well off the bag at first base. Doesn't need to hold the runner Canha on. One pitch to Burns. And this is up 2-1.
And Bob, in that pitcher scouting report that I talked about Sabathia, fastball command is so important. And he's starting to lose it a little bit here in the 3rd inning against the right-handers. Another fastball that was up is definitely not in off the plate. That's where he's been getting hurt lately.
Little looper out to right field. Carlos Beltran coming in. He won't get it as it drops in front of him, and the runners advance. So 3 straight singles here in the bottom of the 3rd has the bases loaded for Oakland.
Well, a good pitch from Sabathia. 2-1 changeup out over the plate, down a little bit, and Burns just reaches out. And anytime a ball falls in front of Carlos Beltran, you're going to wonder if maybe another outfielder would have been able to cover this ground. Doesn't run like he used to. It falls in front of him, and the A's have something going here in the bottom of the third.
As Marcus Semien, the shortstop, comes up, he grounded to short in his first at bat. And this has been part of the frustration for CC. You don't want that one big inning to happen. You can get a ground ball here and get a double play and make this go away.
I'm going to mention it again because the A's are an aggressive team, especially the top of this lineup. They're going up there wanting to swing the bat. If you're Sabathia, a veteran pitcher, Brian McCann, a veteran catcher, you have to know that pitch out of the strike zone. They want to be aggressive, make them swing at some bad pitches.
Semien down the third base line and foul. You see what the A's have done with runners in scoring position, have not delivered, Semien rather, no hits in the last 23 at bats, and as a team they have struggled as well. As a team, they're 0 for their last 25 with runners in scoring position.
You have a couple of pitches here if you're Sabathia, 0-2. These should not be even close to the strike zone.
Big swing and a miss there, and Semien goes down. Huge strikeout for CC.
Good job right there. A young hitter who wants to swing the bat. Brian McCann, the high target right above his belt, can't catch up. And a huge strikeout for Sabathia. Take advantage of a young hitter and how aggressive he wants to be. Now you have a veteran up there in Zobrist. You have to pitch a little carefully.
Again, Zobrist, the numbers on the season not great. Just a home run and 8 runs batted in. Grounded to Teixeira at first in his first at bat. The bases loaded, 2 away. And a first pitch strike from CC.
Well, Bob, you mentioned the numbers for the Oakland A's, runners in scoring position. I mean, every player in that clubhouse, in that dugout, they know it, they feel it, they put a little more pressure on themselves in these situations. Not an easy at bat right here with 2 outs for Zobrist.
McCann trying to make sure they're on the right page here on an 0-1 pitch with 2 away. And CC misses with that one, 1-1. In his career, Zobrist a .320 hitter with the bases loaded, including 5 grand slams. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Good changeup, probably the best one Sabathia has thrown, obviously, in this third inning. Zobrist trying to add to those numbers with the bases loaded. Actually, it was elevated, but there was enough off of the fastball velocity-wise. Fooled on the speed.
So a chance to get out of a jam. 1-2 pitch to Zobrist. CC strike 3. What a terrific pitch. Caught Zobrist napping, so CC leaves the bases loaded. Big strikeout here to end the bottom of the third. Yanks lead it 1-0. FC returns home to Yankee Stadium for a match with the Houston Dynamo. Watch New York City FC presented by Etihad Airways Saturday night at 7 right here on Yes. We are at O.co Coliseum right now. Yankees heading out for a 7-game West Coast trip, and they lead this one 1-0 in the top of the 4th on the Lincoln Motor Company scoreboard. Alex Rodriguez leading things off, and a swing and a foul ball. He struck out looking in his first at bat. For A-Rod going into action tonight, he's enjoying his best on-base percentage and slugging percentage since 2009. In his last 13 games here against Oakland, hitting a lofty .375. Alex, hard hit ball between, I would just flat out beat the shift between the second baseman and shortstop there for a leadoff single here in the 4th.
I talked about Graveman in the open, how he was a sinker slider type guy, and he actually calls his slider a little cutter, and that's what that pitch looked like right there. Didn't have a lot of movement away from Alex Rodriguez. Pretty much stays middle of the plate, spins a little bit, and hits his ball hard.
So Alex extends his hitting streak to 7 games, and now here's Mark Teixeira. Take a look at your Honda League leaders, and for the season, Nelson Cruz of Seattle leading everybody with 18 home runs, but then behind him in second place, Mark Teixeira sitting on 14. And a swing and a miss there evens the count at 1-1.
Well, it just reminds me back in Tampa, Florida, when everybody was talking about the Yankees and their season, the question marks. What would Mark Teixeira do? What would Alex Rodriguez do? Tanaka, Sabathia. I'll tell you what, Mark Teixeira, a big rebound year with those home runs.
And 35 runs batted in. So could be on his way to a 25 and 100 season.
And this is from a player who traditionally always got off to slow starts the month of April and then picked it up. Not this year. Makes you think about going gluten-free, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
For about 2 seconds, and then move on.
And then you've got a ballpark hot dog sitting in front of you.
Not supposed to tell anybody.
Graveman misses away, and the count goes full, 3-2. CeCe able to get out of a bases-loaded 1-out jam in the bottom of the 3rd. Now the Yanks trying to get another run or two on the board.
It looked like a balk right there from Graveman. It looked like he started his motion and then stopped. And the umpires look like they're talking about it a little bit. No, Alex Rodriguez waved his arms thinking it was a balk.
Here's a 3-2 pitch. And it's a miss, and it's 2 aboard for the Yanks on the walk to Teixeira.
Well, we'll take a look back to see if Graveman did anything that might have been a balk. Looks in for the sign. Yeah, it looked like he started and stopped a little bit there. Mark Teixeira looked like he saw something. The umpires didn't call it. I guess it doesn't much matter now. The walk. Alex Rodriguez will be at second. Teixeira at first.
You can see Alex kind of trying to explain to the first base umpire, Mike Estabrook. He had a little movement on the mound. Well, nobody out, 2 aboard, and Brian McCann is the batter. He's responsible for that lone Yankees run with his 7th home run in the 2nd. And ball 1. Terrific numbers for McCann with runners in scoring position, hitting at a .341 clip, couple homers, 25 runs batted in. Right back up the middle, and that gets through into center field. Alex Rodriguez being waved home to throw up the line, and Alex just got around, but the umpire's taking a look at him to see if he touched the plate. He did not. Alex is trying to make the argument he did, and it's an out. So a single to center by McCann and a strong throw home, and now you see Joe Girardi kind of waiting it out to see what the ruling was. Flash, let's take another look.
Well, you see Fegley catches the ball. He goes to tag Alex Rodriguez. He does not come up with the tag. The question, did the hand get home plate? Tough to tell from that angle right there. Did the hand go behind the plate? This will be a better view. Fegley clearly misses the tag on the first attempt. Watch Alex Rodriguez and his left hand.
It looks like he may have gotten an edge of the plate.
It's like he clipped the back of the plate. Well, it looks like Joe Girardi's going to want to challenge this one. Be a good look from up top. Tough to tell right there. His leg blocked it out.
The best angle might be that second one that we saw. It looks like the white of his batting glove does hit the white part of the plate, just an edge, maybe. That's tough to tell.
And here we go. Is there enough evidence to overturn?
Right.
You know, you watch Ed Hickok's a home plate umpire. He waits right there thinking Alex did not touch the plate and the tag was not applied. I think he gets the back of home plate right there.
Well, the crowd here at O.co is watching it up on the board, and being the home team, they'd like to think that Alex missed the plate. It's under official review. We will find out. Even Alex is taking a look.
You know what I enjoyed about that hole? Alex Rodriguez wanted to argue. And then he just looked at Girardi and said, you know what, you take care of this with the instant replay. No need to argue these plays anymore if you think you were right. The Yankee team watching on the scoreboard, they think he touched the back of home plate.
Well, if the ruling is upheld, it'll still be a 1-0 game with the Yanks at runners at first and second and one away. But if it's overturned, the Yankees will have a 2-0 lead. Now, what did you think about the positioning, just out of curiosity, of Fegley as it related to him catching that throw up the line?
No, I think he did everything right. The throw took him up the line a little bit. Obviously, you can't block the base path anymore, so he did everything that he could do and then continued on with the play, trying to apply the tag after Alex went by home plate. But I think catchers now are so guarded on how they try to block the line, always knowing they have to leave a lane open for the runner. But Fegley did pretty much everything he had to do there.
So again, they're looking at this at the command center in New York City, trying to make sure that they have every angle covered. The tag was not made, and then the home plate umpire, Ed Hickox, in his view, saw that Alex's hand did not touch the plate, so he waited until the catcher Fegley came back and tagged Alex out. So the ruling on the field, he's actually safe. The call overturned, and the Yankees lead it 2-0.
Took 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Alex loves it, and so does Brian McCann, by the way, because it's another run batted in for him. His 31st of the season.
I think it shows you how Brian McCann's year is suddenly changing. He hits that ball hard. Early on, that would have been a double play ground ball. It finds a hole. Strong throw, replay, RBI. Having a nice night already. The home run, now base hit and RBI. 2-0 Yankees.
And nobody out with Beltran at the plate and runners at first and second. Beltran grounded to third in his first at bat. Chopper right side. Only one play as Vogt goes to the bag and the runners advance.
I don't know if there was only one play right there. I mean, you got Vogt who's a catcher playing first base, but Brian McCann doesn't run well. You might have been able to cut that lead runner off at second, keep him out of scoring position. The Yankees will now take that every day of the week. Second and third, only one out. You take a look at Brian McCann taking his lead off of first. Vogt gets this ball. Now that's an easy play to turn and throw to second base. Keep that runner out of scoring position. He decides to take the sure route at first. The Yankees are better off for it.
Well, maybe it speaks, as you said, to the lack of confidence he has in turning and making that throw to second. So Teixeira's at third, McCann's at second. One away, and here's Stephen Drew. Yankees threatening for more here in the top of the fourth. Drew pops one up, first pitch swinging. And the shortstop Semien is there. 2 away.
Boy, these are the at-bats that are going to frustrate Stephen Drew right there. The batting average not where he wants it to be. The numbers aren't great, but you get a freebie. Second and third, 1 out, and you pop up to the infield on the first pitch. We'll take a look at where I mean, that is as good as it gets for a hitter to hit a fly ball to center field the other way. Front hip leaves a little early. The bat head dips. An easy play for the shortstop.
So with 2 away, here's Chris Young. Young struck out swinging in his first at bat. And looks at ball 1. Ball in the dirt. Moves the count to 2-0. See Young on the season, 6 home runs, 13 runs batted in. And fouled away, 2-1. The numbers for him far better against lefties this season than right-handers. But again, he was pressed into duty when Heathcott came up with that tight right quad.
And the tough thing for him is that Graveman has that good sinking running fastball in on his hands. And Chris Young just got a good look at that on the 2-0 pitch.
And Graveman misses away, 3-1.
Well, as a right-handed hitter against a right-handed pitcher who throws the sinker, if you're Chris Young, you have to cut home plate in half. Either look for the ball middle in, that sinking fastball, or look out over the plate. If you guess right, put a good swing on it. If not, you take and you have another pitch to look at.
And he puts a swing on that one and fouls it away. 3-2. Crowd here at O.co ramps it up a little bit as far as the noise level goes. 3-2 pitch coming up. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Payoff pitch to Young. Hot shot, but foul. And a diving stop by the ball boy. Solid effort. Young will take another shot on a 3-2 pitch. Teixeira on third, McCann on second. A quick pause for Young. Three-two pitch, swing and a miss. And Graveman got him. But the Yankees get another run in the inning. A base hit to center by Brian McCann. A-Rod initially ruled out that he didn't touch the plate. Called challenged and overturned. Yankees lead it 2-0. Brewers light. Take a look at the A's under Billy Beane. In 18 seasons, they have won 6 division titles, taken 1 trip to the League Championship Series, and then captured 2 wild cards, sometimes against all odds with teams that folks didn't think could get that far. Unfortunately, right now, they come in as the night began, 17-32, 13 and a half games back in the division leaders in the West. In the bottom of the 4th inning, it is 2-0 Yankees on the Lincoln scoreboard. And CC Sabathia facing the 4-5-6 hitters, starting with Billy Butler, the DH. Butler grounded to short in his first at bat. Lifts that one out to shallow center field. Young is there, 1 away.
Well, it brings up an interesting conversation. Has Billy Beane done a good job here? I mean, with a limited payroll, those numbers are impressive getting to postseason play. He is not afraid to blow up a team and start over again. I don't know if that's a strength or a weakness. People out here will argue and all over the country. But I think the one thing to remember, limited payroll and changing over a roster as much as he had to get to the postseason that many times, I'd say that's a pretty good job.
I would agree with you, and I think sometimes when there are too many changes, at times it gets a little watered down. Maybe all of the talent that you want to have there isn't there. Hence, 9 guys on the DL, couple starting pitchers are out right now. You look at some of their offseason additions, they get Marcus Semien in the trade with the White Sox, Tyler Clippard, who is now, at least temporarily, their closer in that trade with the Nats. They've had some relievers who, Flash, as you mentioned, haven't been as effective as they have been in the past.
But even the guy that's at the plate right now, Stephen Vogt, he was pretty much a career minor leaguer with the Rays, and had some good numbers in the minor leagues, didn't have a position, played left field, first base, and was a catcher. And he gets an opportunity here and is probably going to be their all-star representative, I would think, at this point with the numbers he has put up.
Well, he has already established a career high with 10 home runs this year, and he's just 2 runs batted in for matching his career high in that category. If you take a look, born in nearby Visalia, California. So familiar with this area. A little cue job to the third baseman, Chase Headley. Stretched by Teixeira, but he's safe. An infield single and a hustle single for Stephen Vogt.
Well, you can see Sabathia's a little bit frustrated right there. The best hitter in the middle of the lineup for the Oakland A's. And Sabathia gets him to hit a little cue shot off of the end of the bat. And you see where Chase Headley, playing shortstop's going to come in and charge this and actually makes a really nice play. Barehanded, the throw across the diamond. Vogt just beats it out by half a step. And there's Mercedes-Benz yes mo look. We'll get another look at the bare hand. Gets a good grip and a strong throw, just not enough to beat him.
And maybe a different outcome if that ball isn't spinning away from Headley. So 1 out infield single for Vogt, and that brings up Brett Laurie, who flew out to Beltran and right his first at bat. You mentioned the frustration for CC last inning. He gives up 3 straight singles. They haven't really hit the ball hard against him tonight. Right field again. And Beltran again, 2 away. Well, next month the FIFA Women's World Cup begins as Alex Morgan leads the U.S. women's national team against the best teams in the world in search of their 3rd World Cup title. The only place you can see the 2015 FIFA Women's World Cup is on Fox and Fox Sports 1 beginning June 6th. And you see the crowd at O.co tonight. 21,795 have shown up to see game 1 of this 4-game series. 2 away here, bottom of the 4th. First pitch swinging, and that's into foul territory off the bat of Josh Reddick. And Brian McCann runs out of room. Good numbers so far for Reddick on the season. 306, 7 homers, 30 runs batted in. And he lays off an off-speed pitch there, and it's a strike 0-2.
Well, there have been a couple of sliders that home plate umpire Ed Hickox has given to CC Sabathia that had been down. Obviously a good sign for a pitcher getting the low strike with the off-speed pitch. Stay down there in an 0-2 count.
And goes fastball and got him. So just like he ended the third inning with a strikeout looking at Ben Zobrist, he does the same here to Josh Reddick. And that's it as we head to the fifth. Inning, and the Yankees leading it 2-0 on the Bigelow T scoreboard. 4 hits for each club. The one hit that really stands out, the solo shot by Brian McCann in the second inning that made it 1-0. A noisy shot out to the bleachers in right field. So 9-1-2 hitters for the Yankees in this inning. Didi Gregorius leading things off. He flew out to left field in his first at bat. And quickly behind, 0-2.
All right, Bob, so you got to help me out with this. I'm a little confused. Usually when you do the cut-ins in the 5th inning,
right,
I know that you're going back to your office, watching the game.
That's right.
In your personal space. Where's Ryan Ruocco going right now?
I think he's sitting at my desk. And as he goes into my office, he walks by the coffee table that has candy on it, or the fact that he's been in there just for one day had candy on it. Ryan likes to eat his chocolate.
Okay, now you made a mental note of your stock on that coffee table before you left.
Well, let me rewind. The last time Ryan was there, I actually had to take a picture of a decimated coffee table, even though he did bring some candy in.
And you let him go back to your office this time.
Yeah.
You're a good guy.
Yeah.
A lot nicer of a guy than I would.
Well,
be.
he's a good guy, too. He has a sweet tooth. And he did bring some treats in as well to restock. I will say this, Flash. If I have to clean up after that Ruocco kid one more time.
Yeah, the young generation.
Gregorius was down 0-2. He's gotten it even at 2-2. And takes a pitch inside. The count goes full. ground into the right side. Vogt will toss it over to Graveman. One away. Well, let's get it back to Ryan with another update. Ryan?
Number 1, Brett Gardner.
I am not surprised by that. I think the first ones he went for probably the peanut M&Ms. You take a look at the American League West. The Astros leading it. A 6-game division lead right now, Flash, for the Houston Astros. They didn't get the memo they're not supposed to be that good, apparently, because a lot of people didn't pick them. And I know there's a long way to go, but a 30-18 record is pretty solid at it.
30-18 is legit. We'll see them at the end of June. The Yankees will go out there and visit and hit a lot of home runs. Good pitching, and maybe I'll bring some peanut M&Ms because it'll be Ryan Rucco and myself in Houston.
Yeah. And you go for the plain ones, the dark chocolate.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't touch the plain ones in your office, we're all good.
Well, Brett Gardner is grounded short and singled in the third. And there's another base hit for Gardner here with one away in the fifth. You know, you and I have done a variety of games here when we've seen Gardner and sort of broken down his swing and his at-bats. How do you think he's evolved as a hitter?
Well, he's a lot more unpredictable now than he was as a younger hitter, where he would take so many pitches and try to force the ball the other way. Now he can jump you and hit some balls in the seats when he needs to. But I love his approach against a sinker baller tonight. Get the ball up out over the plate and try to drive it right back up the middle. That's where both of his hits have been. I think it's the perfect approach tonight against the opposing pitcher. Sinker, slider guy, get the ball up and drive it right back up the middle.
We'll see if he takes a chance on running on Graveman and Phegley. Phegley has a pretty good arm behind the plate.
Yeah, and Graveman, we've watched this during this ballgame, pretty quick to the plate, and you're right, Phegley throws well. So it's not an easy one for Brett Gardner.
Well, this copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the New York Yankees and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Yankees. Graveman's keeping a close eye on Gardner over at first base.
Got some quick feet, too. A nice quick throw over to first base. Quick towards home plate.
Chase Headley at the plate. He struck out swinging and ran it out to short. Phegley, as far as throwing runners out this season, a little better than his career average, 27% over his career. He's at 32% this year. Gardner does not go, and the pitch is away, 2-0.
Well, this is always the fine line for a catcher, and you mentioned Phegley's numbers. You want a pitcher to give you a chance and be quick to down the hill, but you also don't want him to lose track of the hitter. Headley now in a great hitter's count, 2-0.
And the pitching coach, Kurt Young, will come out.
I'm sure that this is part of the conversation. Hey, listen, you get a 2-0 ball game. You got a guy first who can run. Pay attention, but don't give him too much attention. You have a middle of the lineup coming up here, and you're behind in the count, 2-0. Been a part of so many conversations in a count like this where your pitching coach will just say, trust your best pitch. Sinker down the middle of the plate, try to get a ground ball and stay away from facing that man, Alex Rodriguez, with a couple of runners on.
So here's a 2-0 pitch to Headley. Gardner does not go, and it's a strike, 2-1. Gardner stays put, and Headley fouls that one down the left field line and into the seats, 2-2. One out here in the top of the fifth. Headley at the plate. Would you send Gardner on this 2-2 pitch?
Well, I'm thinking the whole time, I thought 2-1 would have been a good count for a hit and run. Obviously now 2-2. Brett Gardner doesn't, maybe on his heels a little bit, not running.
Graven misses way outside, and the count goes full.
Well, you'd expect Brett to be running right here. Full count, 1 out. You'd also expect Headley to get a pretty good pitch to hit with Alex Rodriguez and Mark Teixeira waiting.
Three-two pitch. Gardner does go, and that ball was hit into center field. Gardner will round and head to third base. So Headley with a 1-out single, and now the Yankees are set up runners at first and third, 1 away.
Well, this is one of the advantages when you hit second in any major league lineup, but especially in a lineup where you have a couple of hot hitters in the middle, Alex Rodriguez and Mark Teixeira. If you're Headley, you know you're going to get a good pitch to hit on a full count. And it kind of clears your mind. You're not thinking about a breaking ball. You're thinking fastball middle. It's exactly what he gets, and he hammers it right back up the middle.
Well, here's Alex Rodriguez again. As far as runs batted in goes, 3 in yesterday's game put him at 1995 for his career. That is behind only Barry Bonds and Hank Aaron. He stands just 1 behind Bonds.
Well, it's an opportunity for situational hitting. A runner at third with less than 2 outs. You look for a ball out over the plate and hopefully up, and you try to drive one middle of the field, right center.
And you can see their big hole on the right side as well as the second baseman Zobrist is over by the second base bag.
The great situational hitters go up there with a plan. They're looking for a pitch or maybe a zone, and if they get it, they do not miss it.
Alex looks at ball 1, 1-1.
Thinking about this matchup for Alex Rodriguez, already a couple of at-bats against Graveman. He's seen his stuff. Fastball velocity not a concern. The only way he can really get Alex Rodriguez out if as Alex starts expanding the strike zone in off the plate or swings at that breaking ball away. See him lock in middle and up.
1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 1-2.
And there it was, and he missed it. Fastball pretty much right down the middle. Fegley setting up inside. It doesn't end up there. It's middle in, a good pitch to hit, and Alex just misses it.
1-2 pitch, he can back off speed.
You might, but I'm thinking from a hitter's perspective with Alex here, you shorten up a little bit, see the ball travel, just try to put it in play.
And he does that out to right field. Reddick with the catch, Gardner the tag, and here's the throw and the play at the plate. There will not be one as the ball is cut off, and the Yankees lead it 3-0.
Well, obviously Alex Rodriguez has incredible talent. He has it through his whole career, but he's a smart hitter as well, and you're going to watch the pitch by pitch to see how Graveman tried to get him out. Runner at third, less than 1. First pitch fastball, strike 1. Off speed misses down and away. Fastball middle, he swings right through it. Then he just sits back a little bit, plays pepper, flip it the other way. He's strong enough to get it out there for a sac fly and an RBI, and moving up that all-time RBI list. Now tied with Barry Bonds.
Only Hank Aaron stands in front of him. Those were since RBI stats became official in Major League Baseball in 1920. So here's Teixeira behind 0-1 in the count. He is grounded to second base and walked. Headley's at first. 2 away. Little chopper right side. Vogt has it. Tags Teixeira. They make sure and they check and they say it is a fair ball, so that'll do it. But the Yankees add to their lead with 1 in the top of the 5th. They're up 3-0. One for the first time as the greatest golfers in the world converge on the Pacific Northwest for a chance to stamp their names in the history books. Fox's exclusive coverage of the 115th U.S. Open Championship live from Chambers Bay Golf Course begins June 18th on Fox Sports 1, Fox, and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, CC Sabathia has a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth as he faces the 8-9-1 hitters in the A's order. Josh Phegley was on with a single in the third, and CC ended up leaving the bases loaded, stranding 3 runners. "3-0 Yanks on the Bigelow T scoreboard. And those 3 runs include a solo home run by Brian McCann, a sac fly off the bat of Alex Rodriguez, and then Alex scoring on a play that was challenged. He was initially called out, but ruled safe. Lifted into foul territory. Tex using that wide berth to make the first out here in the bottom of the fifth.
When you hit a foul ball in foul territory here in Oakland, you know your chances are not good that the ball is going to find the seats. All of this territory, a lot of room to roam for the first baseman. Mark Teixeira there makes an easy play. You know what, CC Sabathia making it look pretty easy so far. Only 58 pitches, 1 out here in the 5th inning. I wonder how far he can go in this ball game. The bullpen for the Yankees has worked hard lately in that Kansas City series. You wonder if Andrew Miller and Betances are available in this game. If you're Joe Girardi and Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach, you start thinking, how many innings can I get from my starting pitcher, and how can I piece the rest of this game together?
And if we go back to the open, we know he's coming off 2 1/3 innings against Texas, the shortest non-injury outing for him in about 9 years. But prior to that, 2 terrific starts on the road, as we talked about. At Tampa Bay, at KC, he went 7 innings in each of those.
And you never want to get too far ahead of yourself, but that's what pitching coaches and managers do, is they like the way their starting pitcher is throwing, and you start thinking, if he can keep this going and give me 7 strong innings, maybe 7+, it would really help that bullpen out.
Again, Betances and Miller were used yesterday. They were used a lot in that 6-game homestand. CC on the 1-2 pitch to Canna. Grounded to short. Gregorius on to first, 2 away.
Well, we just had a great shot of Larry Rothschild watching CC Sabathia, probably from the best piece of real estate in this stadium. It's a great spot to watch your pitcher. Right there, Larry and Joe, a spot of the third base coach. That is on the walkway up to the visiting clubhouse. And it's just a great vantage point. You have a nice ledge there to put your arms up and get a great view of your starting pitcher. It was made to look pretty easy here with 2 outs in the 5th.
And compared to Joe Girardi, good place to duck and hide if there's a foul ball back over there. That's a shot down the left field line and into the corner. The question is it fair? And it is. And the A's are on the board with a 2-out home run from Billy Burns. For Burns, home run number 2 and his 2nd hit of the game.
Well, this is going to be disappointing for Sabathia and for Brian McCann because they do everything right. Burns loves to swing early, so they go to an off-speed pitch, a slider first pitch, and Burns just able to keep it fair, and that's a 331-foot home run. It's kind of bad luck right there for Sabathia. He did everything right. He knew he had a leadoff hitter that likes to swing early. He throws him an off-speed pitch, didn't get away with it.
And now for Billy Burns, that is his 9th multi-hit game of the season. That is the most for any American League rookie. This is Marcus Semien, and a swing and a miss, evens the count, or moves the count to 0-2.
You know, and then Bob, I say it's kind of a bad luck home run because if you throw a cookie right down the middle on a 2-0 count and a guy cranks it, you say, okay, fine, that's my fault. But when you follow a scouting report, you start him off slow with an off-speed pitch, and he just keeps it fair, 331 feet. That's kind of tough to swallow there. Slider, middle, down in. Give him credit for keeping it fair.
And sending the other way out to right. Beltran misjudged it a little, had to come in, but makes the catch, and that will do it. But the A's get on the board. Billy Burns with his second home run of the season, just sneaking it over the wall and left. 3-1 Yankees lead. Those three guys it is, as we head to the top half of the sixth inning, and the Yankees lead it 3-1 over the A's. The 5, 6, 7 hitters for the Yankees in this inning: McCann, Beltran, and Drew. McCann has a couple hits so far, the homer in the second and the RBI single in the fourth. His third hit of the night. Hits that one into the right field corner. Reddick tracks it down. A big turn for McCann. But he is 3 for 3 tonight with a homer and 2 singles.
Well, Brian McCann was swinging the bat well at Yankee Stadium. Now he's taking his act on the road. 3 for 3 in your first game of this road trip. This one is a rocket into the corner. Actually makes a very nice decision as Reddick goes against the wall. A strong throw. Brian McCann would have been out easily at second base.
And Vogt at first will play a step or two behind him off the bag. Not expecting McCann to run, but close enough to keep him in check. Here's Beltran, a grounder to third and first base so far in this game. 15-game hitting streak on the line for Beltran over that span, hitting .339, 4 doubles, 3 home runs. And looks at ball 2, 2-0. Big cut on 2-0. One pitch is low, 3-1.
And again, a veteran hitter, Carlos Beltran, in the driver's seat right now. 3-1. You've had 3 at-bats to gauge that sinking fastball from Graveman. Get a pitch like he got on the 2-0 count. Get a sinker up and put another good swing on it.
Put a good swing on that one, drove it to center field and drove Billy Burns back to the track and a step in front of the wall and makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Beltran put a good swing on that one.
Well, you look at him walking back to the dugout with his head down. He's going to be disappointed because he did everything right. And the first part about it, pitch location and selection. Fastball up out over the plate. The sinker was elevated, and he puts a great swing. Pretty much the dead center field, does everything right and has nothing to show for it. Had that good sound.
And that's always a reminder of what a big ballpark this is and how difficult it can be to hit it out. One away, here's Stephen Drew. Drew has popped to second base and to shortstop.
And you know what, Bob, more specifically at night, it's tougher to hit home runs here in Oakland. A little cooler. During the day, the ball travels a little bit better. Carlos Beltran probably hit that ball a little bit better than it showed.
Ball down and in, 2-0. One of Graveman's hallmarks early in this game was first pitch strikes, but he's gotten away from that a little bit as he's about to throw his 91st pitch. Drew to second base. They'll look to turn 2. And that throw airmailed it into the Yankees dugout. So McCann's out at second base, but Drew will head to second after that bad throw by Semien.
Well, this is what the Oakland A's have been watching all year, and this is pretty much a routine 4-6-3 double play, and it's not even close. That's just tough to watch right there. If you know Oakland A fan, Brian McCann goes down for the slide. Semien had more time than he probably thought. I mean, that's one of those plays that's pretty much inexcusable at the major league level.
Well, you look at the most errors in the majors, and it is the A's far and away over the Rangers. 51 now, and that's number 18 for Semien. So 2 away, Drew on second, and there's a pitch inside to Chris Young, who was struck out swinging in both his at-bats.
Well, it's so deflating for a ball club, first of all, but also a pitcher, Graveman, a young pitcher. You think you're out of the inning. I mean, a pretty much routine double play. Now you got to get back to work.
Yeah, that is the frustration. You've done your job. And teammates always pick each other up, but that's a tough one. You're giving away outs.
Well, I know this from the catching perspective. There are pitchers who will have a mental letdown right now. When you made the pitch, play was not executed, especially a young kid. It's tough to kind of regroup and get back after it now that there's a runner in scoring position. Well, it's got to be tough for Bob Melvin, manager, to watch that every day. The kid has a lot of talent at shortstop. Offensive numbers are good.
Fouls that one back.
Take a look at Graveman and the body language. He makes the pitch. He knows he's pretty much out of this, going to be ready to walk back to the dugout. Now all of a sudden you got to get back on the mound and regroup. Not an easy thing for a veteran pitcher, a little tougher for a young guy.
2 away, top of the 6th. Drew is on second, and Chris Young is at the plate. Fouls another one off. Pitcher up in the bullpen for the A's, Fernando Ahmad. And the pitch missing inside. Chopper foul again, so Young hanging in there. Got a chance with a runner in scoring position. Looking to pick up his 14th run batted in of the year. So it is a full count. And here's the payoff pitch. Young looks at ball 4. So first and second now, 2 away for the Yanks here in the top of the 6th.
Now batting, number 18, Didi Gregorius.
Well, everybody coming to talk to Graveman now. Obviously, Bob Melvin telling his catcher to go out there and talk a little bit. The bullpen a little bit of time to work and get ready. And to Graveman's credit, he should be resting in the dugout right now after that double play ball.
And Bob Melvin will make the walk to the mound and call upon the lefty to face the left-hander Gregorius. So after 5 2/3 and 101 pitches, that will do it for Kendall Graveman. As Bob Melvin and the A's make the Verizon call to the bullpen. Yankees lead at 3-1, 2 on with 2 outs. We're back after this. ...13 years. Watch every out-of-market game live or on-demand in true HD on over 400 mobile and connected devices. Real-time highlights, live look-ins, a pitch tracking widget, and more. Every night on every device. Blackout restrictions apply. Visit MLB TV for details. So for Kendall Graveman, as Flash mentioned, he should have been out of the inning with a double play ball. Instead, he leaves after 5 2/3. So far charged with 7 hits, 3 runs. 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. And the lefty Fernando Abad comes out of the pen. 22nd appearance of the season. He'll face Didi Gregorius with 2 on and 2 outs. Gregorius lifting one out to right field. First pitch swinging, but Reddick is there, and that will do it. So the A's, Graveman, Abad all get out of that jam as the Yankees leave 2 aboard as we head to the bottom of the 6th. In Oakland with the Yankees leading the A's 3-1. CC Sabathia holding that lead and doing a nice job so far. Not a lot of hard hit balls, though that one is off the bat of Ben Zobrist, as he's thinking about 2 and will be in with a stand-up double to lead things off here in the bottom of the 6th.
Again, the Oakland A's very aggressive, going up early in counts. First pitch swinging is Zobrist, and he hammers it to left field. Be an easy double for him, and this is one of the problems Sabathia has had this year. When he allows that leadoff hitter to reach base, he's scored 70% of the time. The American League average is 54%, so Sabathia trying to reverse that trend here in 6th.
That'll bring up to DH Billy Butler. First pitch, aggressive swinging there, fouls it back 0-1. Do you think they may have picked up a pattern on CC? Does he need to change anything up? Maybe go more off speed first pitch?
I mean, maybe. I think he is recognizing, Brian McCann, how aggressive these hitters are early on. The home run to Burns was an off speed pitch, so I just think you pitch your game, try to use their aggressiveness against them, and maybe pitch out of the zone a little bit more. Good try there. Remember Butler from the Kansas City days, always hit the ball well the other way. Situation right here with a leadoff double. He's thinking about advancing him and hopefully driving him in.
And he does flick one the other way and into the seats.
Well, he's always been really good, Bob, at letting the ball travel towards home plate, staying back and driving it the other way. You never see him really out on his front foot. He's always been a good RBI guy and a good situational hitter because of that. Let's see Sabathia elevate a fastball here. Maybe go with an off-speed pitch down in the dirt after it. Set it up with a high fastball. And then go down with a slider. We'll see what he does on the 1-2 count.
Elevates, misses, 2-2.
Good pitch. You do a bunch of things there. You change the eye level of Billy Butler. Seen a couple of pitches down. Now he sees one up a little bit higher. Good setup by McCann. It's a fastball. Obviously, you have him thinking fast. Now go down with a slider by his back foot. See if he'll swing at it. Backdoor slider.
Well, CC's pitch count is good so far. 73 here in the 6th. But he's got a full count to Billy Butler. Zobrist on second with a leadoff double. And Butler the other way, slicing towards the corner, and then foul into the seats. And the outfield has him shaded that way as well. More room in left field along the line than in right.
Well, this really becomes a big pitch and a big at-bat right here. The 2-run game, you'd almost sacrifice that run right there for an out. You hate to see the big inning get in the way of Sabathia. We've seen that early this year from him. But he makes this pitch and this at-bat very important. Obviously, with a runner at second, a 2-run game, nobody out. Trying to stay away from that big inning.
Do it again on 3-2. Butler out to right field. Beltran right in his tracks. Zobrist tags and will go to third. And almost a play there. Nice throw by Beltran. But Zobrist is in, so man on third, one away.
A good throw by Carlos Beltran. A good at bat from Butler going the other way and advancing the runner. But if you're Sabathia, you will take this right here. You get an out. The runner advances, that's fine. You're trying to stay away from that big inning. Strong throw from Carlos Beltran. Made it a lot quicker, or a lot closer than I thought it would be.
Stephen Vogt is the hitter. A grounder to short and a single back in the 4th. Got an RBI opportunity with Zobrist at third, one away.
Well, if there's one thing that Sabathia and Brian McCann have already done in this game to vote, is pound him in with a fastball. Good batting average with runners in scoring position. Only 2 hits his last 17 at-bats in this situation. But he has been made fully aware of the inside part of the plate. Brian McCann and Sabathia pounding him with fastballs inside.
Stephen Drew at second base is playing about 5 steps out on the outfield grass.
Another fastball in, another foul ball. The vote is wide open for that slider down and away for a strikeout. And Sabathia has a couple of pitches to mess with here trying to pick up that strikeout.
They just had Gregorius move about 3 steps over behind second base. Good slider right there.
You can see a little face made by Sabathia. He made a perfect pitch, and Vogt just spoils it right off of the end of his bat. Sabathia could not have pitched him any better to this point. Fastball in, perfect slider down and away, and he was just able to foul it off.
Big 0-2 pitch from CeCe. Vogt fouls it off again.
I'll go back to the Butler at bat right here. Elevate a fastball if you're Sabathia. You've thrown 3 of them inside. Eventually, you're probably going to miss with 1 out over the plate, and Vogt will be ready for it. Try to elevate a fastball right here like he did to Butler, who's now on the bench, and then go back away with your slider. Change the eye levels a little bit. Fastball away.
And too far away. And moves the count to 1-2.
You know, Bob, I think that was on purpose, though. You watch Brian McCann pointing away. That's unusual for a catcher to point that way. I think Brian McCann wanted that clearly off the plate, almost a waste pitch, or maybe just to get Vogt thinking about something different.
1-2 pitch, goes slider and got him. Terrific pitch there from CeCe.
Well, great pitch, but great sequence from Brian McCann and Sabathia all the way through that at bat to the A's best hitter. He never got a mistake. He got quality pitches off the plate, and finally Sabathia gets him to swing and miss at a quality slider. But great job that entire at bat.
And with that strikeout, the A's now 1 for their last 25 with runners in scoring position. 2 away. Here's Brett Lawrie. 2 fly balls off his bat to Beltran in this game. CeCe starts him off with ball 1. Lawrie this time out to left field and driven deep. Gardner will watch it fly into the stands, a 2-run home run, and just like that, the A's have tied the game at 3. For Brett Lawrie, homer number 3 on the season, now 18 runs batted in.
Well, CeCe Sabathia went back-to-back changeups to Lawrie. The second one was up middle of the plate, and it almost looked like he was trying a quick pitch, throwing that changeup, and the location is not there, and it's also a little bit in. Lawrie takes advantage of a mistake, tie ball game.
And now Josh Reddick.
Watch this delivery right here with the runner at third base. An abbreviated little slide step. I don't quite understand that with 2 outs and a runner at third. Usually you do the slide step to take care of the running game.
And Reddick out to left field. Gardner will have it, and that will do it, but not before the A's strike back. A big 2-run home run from Brett Lawrie ties the game at 3 as we head to the 7th. take on the A's impressive ace, Sonny Gray. Coverage starts at 9 o'clock with Audi batting practice today and the Tri-State Ford pregame. Then we're back with all the action only on Yes. Well, great to have you with us tonight for Game 1. Bob Lorenz, John Flaherty, and Meredith Marakovitz with you. And CC Sabathia just gave a 3-1 lead back to the A's, courtesy of a 2-run home run from Brett Laurie. So a 3-3 game as we head to the top of the 7th. And the top of the order for the Yankees, Brett Gardner. Gardner has had a productive night. 2 hits and 3 at-bats. And he scored a run back in the 5th.
You know, Bob, I'm still trying to figure out why CC Sabathia did the abbreviated slide step with a runner at third and 2 outs.
Right.
Maybe to make that changeup look a little better by being quicker down the mound. I'm not quite sure that was the best decision.
Gardner squares to bunt and pulls it back.
He's looked so good, and again, we'll take another look at it. The abbreviated motion down the hill. It's called a slide step. I think he's just trying to make that changeup look a little better. You see Brian McCann's reaction, Sabathia's reaction. They can't believe it.
Couldn't that change your timing or your mechanics, though?
Well, when you do a slide step, you're sacrificing, obviously, velocity, not a big deal with the changeup, but I think more importantly, location. In that situation with a runner at third base, you really don't need to be in a rush down the hill, and Laurie took advantage of it.
Gardner has had limited exposure to Fernando Abad in his career. He's 0 for 2 against him. And a swing and a miss there, 1-2. The right-hander Evan Scribner is up in the bullpen for the A's. One-two pitch coming up to Gardner. And fouled into left field and over into the seats. Gardner again on 1-2 and lifts that one out to left field. Canna will have it and one away. Well, fans, make sure you're at Yankee Stadium June 18th for one of the hottest collectibles of the season. It's Thurman Munson Bobblehead Night, the second in the 2015 Collectible Series, presented by AT&T for the first 18,000 guests in attendance. For tickets, log on to Yankees.com, visit the Yankee Stadium ticket window, Yankees clubhouse shops, or call Ticketmaster at 877-469-9849. And Bob Melvin has made the move to the bullpen once again. He'll bring in the right-hander Evan Scribner to face Chase Edley when we come back.
Number 58.
Lottery. Hey, you never know. By People's United Bank NA. The way you bank, but way better. And by your Tri-Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Tri-Honda dealer for great deals on the 2015 models. Well, we continue here in the top half of the 7th inning as Bob Melvin makes his second call to the bullpen on the night. The right-hander Evan Scribner to face Chase Headley. Scribner came into this game tied for first in the American League in games pitched. This is his 25th appearance. And Headley, a weak ground ball, second base, 2 away.
Well, Scribner on a pretty good run lately, only 2 runs over his last 14 games. We mentioned earlier the bullpen has not been a strength for the Oakland A's and Bob Melvin, but Scribner has been hot lately.
And that brings up Alex Rodriguez with 2 away. Alex singled and scored in the 4th and had a sacrifice fly in the 5th. A-Rod has faced Scribner twice in his career, 0 for 2 against him. To short, backhand by Semien, and the throw off the mark, but they get Alex Rodriguez. So again, Semien having his problems at short, but they get the out. A 1-2-3 top of the 7th as we head to the bottom half of the inning, all tied at 3. Answered back with 1 in the 5th and then 2 more on the 2-run home run by Laurie in the bottom half of the 6th inning. So we're all even at 3. Also, Alex Rodriguez, 1 run batted in this game. He's now tied with Barry Bonds for 2nd on the all-time runs batted in list. Bottom of the 7th, the 8-9-1 hitters facing CC Sabathia. Josh Phegley has singled in 2 at-bats. David Carpenter is up in the Yankees bullpen. So was last inning for CC Flash just a good illustration of how when he's got to hit his spots and he's a little off of that, things can get away from him in a hurry?
I think those 2 at-bats will probably sum up Sabathia at this point better than anything.
Base hit through the left side. Lead things off here in the bottom of the 7th.
Stephen Vogt, he pitched as good as he could pitch. Location, stuff, good movement, good action on the slider, and then he makes a mistake to Laurie with the home run. The changeup that was elevated a little bit, and he pays the price. You see Fegley getting a chance to play against a left-handed pitcher and picks up his 2nd hit of the night.
And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Mark Canha, who has a single and a ground out to short. CC misses away with a fastball, 1-0.
Well, tie game here, nobody out in the 7th inning. Canha, your number 9 hitter. All those years with Billy Beane, the sacrifice bunt was never something that they would employ.
Looks at ball 2.
And it looks like he's not thinking about it here. Number 9 hitter could sacrifice bunt. You have the top of the order coming up. It's not the way the Oakland A's usually do things.
Well, the A's with 8 hits off CC tonight. He's allowed 6 hits or more in each of his 10 starts this season. And he's behind Canha, 3-0. Strike 1. Well, CC walks him on 5 pitches there, so runners at first and second, nobody out. A's are back in business here in the bottom of the 7th. And Joe Girardi is going to make the call to the bullpen and bring in the right-hander David Carpenter. So CC's night will be done after 94 pitches, and he'll leave in a tie ball game. We'll be right back after this. After 6+ innings, 8 hits. He's been charged with just 3 runs so far, but there are a couple runners on base for David Carpenter. And for CC, O.Co, even though it's in the area that he grew up in, the home cooking here has not really been good for him in his career. 4-6 and 14 starts with an ERA of 5.30. So his struggles continue as he leads in a tie game and hands the ball over to David Carpenter. And you see Billy Burns at least thinking about squaring the bunt. The corners come in, Headley and Teixeira. The lefty Chasen Shreve is up in the bullpen for the Yankees. Third base coach Mike Gallego having a little chat with Billy Burns, who took CC deep in the 5th inning to make it a 3-1 game at that time. So Fegley's at second, Canna's at first on a single and a walk. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Burns. Squares again and pulls the bat back. It's a strike, 1-1. Headley over on third is going through some defensive signals. And now Carpenter wants to talk to him.
Well, every team I had ever been on, the third baseman, his responsibility was to verbally tell the pitcher what was going on and then give signals to everybody else. So you like the fact that Headley and Carpenter get on the same page. The defensive play.
Burns does bunt. Good hop back from Carpenter. Good communication between he and Headley. And they get that lead runner at third base. Put that 1-5 in the books, and they get the runner at third.
A good play all the way around. Headley charges. He sees the bunt, goes right back to Carpenter. He goes back to third, and Carpenter makes a good throw to get the runner easily. So Burns does not do a great job with the bunt. It's bunted hard, and it's bunted right back to the pitcher. From there, it's a pretty easy play.
And nice turn and set by Carpenter there to make the throw on the spot to Headley. So one away, runners at first and second again, with Canna now on second and Burns at first. Speed on the bases as Marcus Semien looks at ball one. Semien is grounded to short, struck out swinging, and flown out to right field.
You look at Semien and the offensive numbers, 281 with the 6 home runs. We've seen him struggle at shortstop, erratic throws, and he has some offensive potential. I guess when you can swing the bat like he can, you're going to let him kind of figure out some of the defensive troubles and see if maybe he can be an everyday shortstop.
Swing and a miss there, sort of a half swing almost, 1 and 2. Well, you mentioned the defensive woes. He certainly worked with third base coach Mike Gallego, who's a former infielder for the A's, but they also brought in former Rangers manager Ron Washington to work with the infielders.
Ron Washington has a great reputation of working with infielders back in the day for the Oakland A's.
1-2 pitch. Ground ball through the hole and past Gregorius as Canna is held up at third by the third base coach Gallego. So bases loaded with 1 away. Gardner got up on that ball in a hurry.
This is what is frustrating when you watch Carpenter pitch. He throws a couple of nasty sliders to Semien. And then he gets 2 strikes and tries to put him away, and he throws the worst slider of the whole at bat. A spinner right down the middle of the plate, and Semien takes advantage of it. It'll drive you crazy as a catcher when you get 2 really good sliders and then the third one is not quality. And the inning is extended.
That'll bring up Ben Zobrist. Bases loaded, 1 away. Yankees and A's tied at 3. Zobrist has grounded out to first, struck out looking, and doubled and scored in the 6th. You saw the runners on base. Canna at third, Burns at second, Semien at first.
Zobrist, a switch hitter, has hit better against left-handed pitching than he has against righties. Only .220 against righties. So Joe Girardi staying with Carpenter, with Shreve ready in the bullpen. Sabathia just a spectator.
2-0 pitch. And that's in for a strike, 2-1. Go to the mound, get on the same page with David Carpenter.
Well, we just had that great shot of the Oakland A's bench, and we've already detailed how things have been rough here in Oakland. They're waiting for that one swing of the bat where they can relax a little bit. Big hit with runners in scoring position. Zobrist has an opportunity here for Bob Melvin's club.
Again, bases loaded, one away in a tie game. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Zobrist, and it's a ball, 3-1.
We've seen a lot of sliders to Zobrist from Carpenter. 3-1, bases filled with Oakland A's and 1 out. Joe Girardi can only watch. I would expect this to be a fastball out over the plate. You take your chances if you're Carpenter.
Outfielders have Zobrist played straight away. 3-1 pitch. And it's in for a strike, and the count goes full.
Good pitch on 3-1. It was the fastball. It was out over the plate for strike 2. What does Carpenter do here in a full count? Does he go with the slider? He's thrown it a bunch in this at bat.
Big pitch in a tied game. 3-2 pitch to Zobrist. And it's ball 4, and the A's have the lead. Carpenter walks Zobrist, and Canna walks home, and the A's lead at 4-3. That'll bring Larry Rothschild out to the mound. The right-hander Billy Butler is coming up. What's this conversation about? Getting his head right, or maybe a little in-depth on Billy Butler?
Well, I think obviously they all have the scouting reports. Carpenter has never faced Butler. Shreve is ready to go. So there might be a little bit of the scouting report, but I just think getting on the same page, that at bat was a little confusing to me. A bunch of off-speed pitches to Zobrist, and then finally the last 2 are the fastballs. You'd hate for Carpenter to lose confidence in his fastball. It's such a quality pitch. We'll see how he attacks Billy Butler.
Well, Butler can do damage to a fastball. He's shown that in the past. There is a fastball, 94, and it's in for strike 1. Still bases loaded, 1 out for the A's. Burns is at third, Semien at second now, and Zobrist at first. Butler drills that one to center field. Chris Young is back. He'll have it for the second out, but the runner will tag and score. Burns is in, and it's 5-3 A's.
Well, we talked about this from Billy Butler, and a big reason why they brought him here to Oakland as the free agent. He's an RBI guy, a great situational hitter. Nice routine sacrifice fly, a little add-on run for the Oakland A's.
And the runner at second, Semien, also tagged, so it's first and third, 2 away. As Joe Girardi makes the move to the bullpen, we'll step aside with the Yanks trailing by 2. the 6th inning. CC Sabathia was sitting on a 3-1 lead, but Brett Lawrie jumped on that pitch from him, knocked it out to left. A 2-run shot tied the game at 3. And then David Carpenter gives up a couple runs. CC left with the game tied at 3. One of those runs charged to Sabathia, the other to Carpenter. So it's a 5-3 A's lead now here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And Jason Shreve is next up out of the pen for the Yankees. 15th appearance of the season for Shreve. 18 strikeouts to just 6 walks. He comes in with runners at first and third, and the lefty Stephen Vogt at the plate. Vogt is grounded to short, singled, and struck out swinging. Two outs here in the bottom of the 7th. And fouled straight back. Well, the A's have rallied for a couple here in the bottom of the 7th. And Shreve is trying to stop the bleeding. Semion's on third, Zobrist on first, and that one just popped to the left side. Chase Headley will have it, and that will do it. But the Oakland A's have the lead, 5-3 over the Yanks as we head to the 8th. Fastest, most reliable internet. It'll be lefty Chris Capuano for the Yankees going up against Sonny Gray, the ace of this A's staff, coming off 5 scoreless innings in his last start to lower his ERA to an American League leading 1.77. Our coverage begins with Audi batting practice today at 9 o'clock. So a tough challenge taking on Gray, but that's Friday night. They've got to worry about rallying now from 2 down. Here with 2 innings to go. Mark Teixeira leading things off, top half of the 8th inning against Evan Scribner. And a swing and a miss. A's lead at 5-3, 9 hits to 7 for the Yanks on the Hyundai scoreboard. Home runs by Burns and Lawrie off CC Sabathia. Oh, 0-2 pitch to Teixeira. And it misses up 1-2. Teixeira trying to beat the shift, but a line drive right into the glove of Zobrist, one away.
Yeah, Zobrist playing in short right field, a big breaking ball. And Mark Teixeira just lines right into his glove.
Number 34, Brian McCann.
That'll bring up Brian McCann. Flash, I have to think those last two innings are really going to frustrate CC, Carpenter, the Yankees, knowing that they were sitting on a 3-1 lead and they gave it away.
You know, Bob, I'm sitting here in the 5th inning plotting in my own mind how the Yankees are going to finish this game out because Sabathia looks so good. I think it's going to be that one pitch, the 2-run home run, the slide step changeup that CC Sabathia is going to be in that Oakland clubhouse right now, thinking back to what went wrong because everything was going so well early on, and it was really, in my opinion, one bad pitch.
And then Carpenter, a 1-out walk with the bases loaded, and that gives the A's the lead. They tack on another run on the sac fly by Butler. 1-2 count to McCann. Scribner tried to paint the inside corner, and Fegley thought it was strike 3.
Well, this is a no-no for Fegley. You just can't do this behind the plate. It's a fastball middle in, and it's probably a strike, but you cannot show the home plate umpire Ed Hickox up in that spot.
And goes off speed instead and got him 2 away.
Well, you can see why Scribner has been hot lately. Got that good fastball that he can locate, and a big 12-6 hammer that you don't see very often in the big leagues anymore. It's more sliders. You check out this break straight down. 12-6 on a clock.
And here's Carlos Beltran with 2 away. Grounder to third, grounder to first, and a line drive to center field. That sent Billy Burns all the way back to about a step in front of the wall. Again, Beltran 0 for 3. He's got a 15-game hitting streak on the line.
That's old school right there, Bob. 12-6 hammer.
Takes a lot off, too. 72 miles per hour. One-two pitch. Got him again. So a line drive to second base and 2 strikeouts from Scribner. And we head to the bottom of the 8th with the A's up by 2. Rucco is back in the studio to break this down. All of the series opener, plus Meredith Marakovitz has the team's reaction from the clubhouse. It's coming up on the W.D. Mason postgame, only on Yes. Well, bottom half of the 8th inning. And Brett Lawrie, who's already had a big impact in this game with that 2-run homer in the 6th to tie it, is leading things off here in the 8th against Chasen Shreve. And looks at strike one. It is 5-3 A's now on the Hyundai scoreboard. They get a solo shot in the 5th from Burns, score 2 more in the 6th on the Lawrie home run, and then add 2 more in the 7th to take the lead. Big, healthy swing and a miss by Lawrie, 1-2. Shreve missing down and in, 2-2. Flash, it just goes to show you how the flow of a game can change. It felt like it was all Yankees early. The early home run by McCann. CC getting out of a couple jams, keeping it a 3-1 game, and suddenly here we are sitting here, A's 5-3.
Well, we talked about CC in that one pitch for this man, the 2-run home run. A couple opportunities for the Yankees to add on early as well. And they didn't do it. Changes the game a little bit.
See Tyler Clippard, the de facto closer right now in the bullpen, warming up as Lawrie goes down swinging, 1 away.
Shreve really has that fastball that explodes through the strike zone after you're looking for that split change down in the dirt, and he's got just enough velocity to get it by some hitters. 91, but it plays a little harder. Good jump through the zone.
That'll bring up Josh Reddick. Reddick has flown out a couple times, struck out looking. Swing and a miss, 0-1.
Well, with Tyler Clippard getting loose in the pen, you start thinking about the Yankees offensively. It'll be 7, 8, 9. Drew, Young, Gregorius, unless Joe Girardi goes to the bench.
Pitch bounces out, 1-2-1. Shortstop position. That's Gregorius over, and he's got it. 2 down. That'll bring up the catcher, Josh Phegley. Couple hits in 3 at-bats. Phegley looks at strike 1. count now at 1-1. For Shreve, the second pitcher out of the pen for the Yanks. David Carpenter followed CC Sabathia tonight. Allowed a couple inherited runners to score. And a swing and a miss there, 1-2. For Fegley tonight in the 2 hits, it accounts for his first multi-hit game since April 11th.
Well, we talked about all the problems here in Oakland, but the catching situation in pretty good shape. Fegley playing against some lefties, doing a nice job tonight.
1-2 pitch, misses away, 2-2. You know, it's funny how this game turns around. They lost 3 to the Rangers, then won 3 against the Royals, who are arguably one of the best teams in baseball. They come in here against the team with the worst record in the American League. And that team hangs a 5 spot on them so far. And has the 5-3 lead.
One thing that you always feel when you're a member of the New York Yankees is you always get the opposition's best shot. Obviously, the crowds are a little bigger at the opposing stadiums.
And that ball drilled to center field, and it sends Chris Young back. He'll have it, and that will do it. So can the Yankees rally from 2 down to tie, or maybe get another run to take the lead? We're about to find out. Yankees try and rally from 2 runs down to tie, or maybe even take a lead. Sam Fuld is the defensive replacement in left field. And the new pitcher for the A's, former Yankee Tyler Clippard. Clippard's last outing came a couple games ago against the Tigers. Threw an inning, allowed a hit. Good enough last year with the Nationals to be on a 2nd National League All-Star team. Made 75 relief appearances with them, and then was traded in the offseason out here to Oakland. You saw the scoreboard, 5-3. The A's lead it. 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Yankees, starting things off with Stephen Drew. Drew has popped up to second, to short, and reached on a fielder's choice.
You saw the numbers from Clippard, 4 out of 5 in save opportunities. Sean Doolittle was just activated off the DL, was a closer last year. It's going to take him some time to get back in that role, build up some arm strength. So Clippard gets the opportunity here tonight. hanging out with his hoodie on and his beard.
And for Clippard, interesting that he's one of those rare relievers that has a bit of a windup instead of just working solely from the stretch.
And also unusual, his numbers against left-handed hitters, being a right-handed pitcher, are outstanding. .094 batting average against for lefties as opposed to .262 for the right-handed hitters. The big reason why that good changeup. And I think that windup, Bob, actually helps in deception with that changeup.
As a former Yankee, he has only faced the Yankees once in his career. Saw him for an inning, gave up a couple walks, and struck out one. Drew fouls that one off, and a little olé from Tony Pena over at first. Drew to center field, but Billy Burns is right there, one away. Flash, let's take a look back to Tyler Clippard as a Yankee.
A little different look, a little younger. The old Yankee Stadium there. Right over the top.
And now with the glasses and the beard. Well, young so far now, 2 strikeouts and a walk. He has seen 19 pitches, more than any other Yankee tonight, but he hasn't put a ball in play. Tries to put that one in play. Hot shot, Sam Fuld right there, though, 2 away. Yankees down to their final out. Well struck ball, but Young has nothing to show for it.
Sam Fuld going in for defensive replacement. Looked like maybe he had a little trouble with the lights, able to come up with it.
And last chance for the Yankees now. Batting for Didi Gregorius will be a pinch hitter, Garrett Jones. Yankees led this one 3-1, but the A's rallied to 4 unanswered runs in the 6th and 7th innings. Jones has faced Clippard 12 times in his career and has just 1 hit.
Well, this would be a disappointing loss for Joe Girardi's club. That good series against the Royals. An Oakland A team that has been struggling, and Sonny Gray looming tomorrow night, their best pitcher, one of the best in the American League.
Jones fouls that one straight back 2-1. So a lot of good things happening in the final 3 games of that home series as they sweep the Royals, and they carried that through to today for about 5 innings. But CC and David Carpenter not able to put the full 9-inning impact or 7-inning impact that they may have liked. And now a 3-1 pitch to Garrett Jones. Swing and a miss, 3-2.
You know, that's always an interesting pitch for me. 3-1, you're down by 2 runs, and he swings at a pitch up out of the strike zone. Could have been ball 4. You get a 3-1 pitch down by 2. You better make sure it's a strike, and if you put it in play hard.
3-2 pitch. And that is ball 4. So the Yankees still with life here in the 9th. Jones is aboard with a 2-out walk. And that'll go back to the top of the order in Brett Gardner.
It all works out for Jones. Swings at a pitch up out of the strike zone, 3-1, but was able to lay off a low pitch, 3-2, and the Yankees still alive. Now at the top of the lineup.
Well, Gardner has been one of the most productive Yankees tonight. In 4 at-bats, a couple hits, and a run scored back in the 5th. just trying to extend this game and give the Yankees a chance here to tie it up. A 5-3 game. Jones is on first. 2 outs, and here's the pitch to Gardner. First pitch take, 1-0.
Obviously, Brett Gardner has some power. The 4 home runs, had a big year last year in the power department. But you're right, Bob, just trying to extend this inning. A chance to see Headley, possibly Alex Rodriguez coming up to the plate here with 2 outs in the 9th.
1-0 pitch, it's another take, and it's a strike, 1-1.
Always interesting when I watch pitchers like Clippard throw a fastball inside to Brett Gardner with a 2-run lead. Only one pitch in one zone that can hurt you right now, and that's inside for a lefty, and he just went right there. Now it looks like he's going to stay away with the changeup.
And does do that, misses away, 2-1.
An old manager of mine, Sparky Anderson of Detroit, always pits to the scoreboard. You have a 2-run lead. Throw some pitches out over the plate. Don't throw anything inside where you speed up a left-handed hitter and he can possibly hit a 2-run home run. Fastballs away, changeups away, and take your chances.
That wall is lower and right, 330 down the line. It's another take and another ball, 3-1.
Well, Headley waiting on deck, and the one thing we've heard about Clippard here in Oakland, he will make things interesting. It's getting to that point now for Bob Melvin watching this game. 3-1 count.
A 2-out walk has Jones on first, and now a 3-1 pitch to Brett Gardner. And it's in for a strike, 3-2. So another full count situation with 2 away.
There it is, the fastball away. Borderline whether it's a strike or not. Fegley brings it back. If you're Clippard, you're thinking about doing the same thing again. Fastball away, take your chances. If you're Brett Gardner, you're probably looking out over the plate. Put this ball in play.
3-2, 2 outs. Gardner connects. Gap in left center field. That'll get to the wall. Garrett Jones will round and score, and Gardner on his way to second. A big 2-out double gets the Yankees back within 1. It's 5-4.
Good at bat all the way around. Tyler Clippard does exactly what he has to do, and that's throw a strike and throw it out over the plate. Brett Gardner does exactly what he's supposed to do. You look for a ball out over, knowing the pitcher's probably not going to come in, and you hammer it the other way. Jones was on the move. 3-2 pitch with 2 outs, so he's going to score easily once this shoots the gap. The Yankees extending the inning, still alive.
Well, they're showing some fight. Down by 1, Speed at second, and Gardner 2 outs, and Headley at the plate. Headley has a hit in 4 at-bats. He singled back in the 5th. And looks at ball 1. Well, Clippard has 4 saves in 5 opportunities. Does have 1 blown save. And as you said, it's no sure thing. 1-0 pitch. Headley lifts that one to center field. And it keeps carrying to the track, but Burns is there, and that will do it. The Yankees rally for 1 here in the top of the 9th, but fall 5-4.